Okay, so the 2026 Union budget is out, and if you look closely, there are a few lines in there that are, well, they're a huge deal. They're all about changing India's role in a big way. We're talking about going from being the world's pharmacy to its new research lab. Let's dive in and see what that's all about.
You know, for as long as I can remember, we've heard that phrase, right? India, the pharmacy of the world. And it's true. If you needed a medicine that was affordable, reliable, and made in massive quantities, India was the place to go. It's all about volume, about efficiency. But the question is that where we stop? Is that the whole story?
Well, this year's budget says, nope, that's not the whole story. It's signaling a major pivot. The plan is to shift gears, to go from being the factory that churns out the pills to becoming the lab that actually invents them. And let me tell you, that is a massive leap. We're talking about moving from just manufacturing to true groundbreaking innovation.
And this isn't just some vague promise, you know? The government is putting some serious cash behind this new direction. And the headline number, well, it's big enough to make everyone sit up and pay attention. 10,000 crore rupees. That's the number. It's a 5-year commitment to a brand new national mission. And look, when you see a number with that many zeros, you know this isn't some small side project. This is a huge statement. It's a national priority.
So what's this mission called? It's Biopharma Shakti, and its whole purpose is to build an entire ecosystem for what are called biologics. Now, don't let the name scare you. These aren't your typical chemical pills. Think of them as super complex medicines made from living cells. We're talking about the really cutting-edge stuff used to fight diseases like cancer or autoimmune disorders.
And the industry is buzzing. You've got leaders like Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw calling this a truly defining moment. So they're not just seeing it as a chunk of money being thrown at a problem. No, they see it as a strategic investment, an investment in our country's health, sure, but also in our ability to innovate for years to come.
So what does this shift really look like on the ground? Well, think of it like this. It's about climbing the value ladder. It's moving away from just producing massive quantities of basic drugs and starting to create these high-value, super complex therapies.
I love this comparison because it makes it so clear. Making generics, what we've been known for, is like being the absolute best in the world at mass-producing a solid, reliable, affordable family car. You're great at it. But making biologics? Whoa. That's like designing a brand new top-of-the-line electric hypercar from the ground up. It's a totally different ballgame. It needs a whole other level of science, of engineering, of everything.
And you might be asking, why now? Well, a huge part of the answer is what's happening right here, at home. The kinds of diseases we're facing as a country are changing. We're seeing more and more non-communicable diseases, things like cancer, diabetes. And guess what? Biologics are often the absolute best way to treat them. So this isn't just about the global market. It's about building the tools we need to take care of our own people.
Okay, so we have this huge pile of money, 10,000 crore rupees. How is it actually going to be spent to get this bio-revolution off the ground? Well, the budget lays out a really clear 3-part plan. Think of it as 3 pillars holding up the whole thing.
And what's so smart about this is that it's not just about building a few fancy factories. It's about building the entire ecosystem. So, Pillar 1, you invest in the brains, right? By creating new top-tier pharma institutes and upgrading the ones we already have. Pillar 2, you build the testing grounds. We're talking about a huge nationwide network of over 1,000 clinical trial sites. And Pillar 3, you fix the plumbing. You modernize the regulatory bodies to make them faster, more efficient, and up to global standards. You see, it's the whole pipeline, from the idea in a lab to the medicine in a patient's hand.
Okay, so all this sounds great for big companies and scientists. But what does it actually mean for you, for me, for regular people? Well, it turns out the impact is way more direct and personal than you might think.
For any family that's had to deal with a serious illness, you know how stressful it is. And some of the changes in this budget are designed to bring immediate, real relief.
Check this out. The government has gotten rid of the basic customs duty on 17 different cancer drugs and on treatments for 7 other rare diseases. This isn't something that's happening in 5 years. This is happening right now. It's a direct change that immediately brings down the cost of these life-saving medicines. That makes a real difference for people who need them most today.
And the good news doesn't stop there. The ripple effects of this go way beyond just the patient. We're talking about creating thousands of high-skilled jobs for researchers, for technicians. We're talking about becoming more self-reliant, not having to import so many of these complex medicines. And of course, it makes India a much bigger player on the world stage. So yeah, it's a health plan, but it's just as much an economic plan. All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the real big picture here. Because this plan, at its heart, isn't just about solving our own problems. It's about India claiming a whole new role in the world.
Get ready for this number, $110 billion, with a B. According to Crystal Ratings, that's how big the global market is going to be when a bunch of these blockbuster biologic drugs go off patent over the next 10 years.
And that is the target. That's the prize everyone's looking at. This BioPharma Shakti mission is a very calculated move. It's about getting India ready to jump in and grab a massive slice of that pie, to become a key supplier of the next generation of advanced medicines to the entire world.
I think Satish Reddy from Dr. Reddy's labs put it best. He said this is all about a fundamental change in our identity. It's a journey from being a global supplier of things that already exist to becoming a global innovator that creates what comes next. From follower to leader. It's that simple and that profound.
So the bet has been placed. India has put its chips on the table, a huge, calculated wager on its biopharma future. The only question that's left is, will this bet pay off? Will this move not only turn India into a true global innovator, but will it actually change the future of medicine for all of us? That right there is the 10,000 crore rupee question.